Hey everybody, welcome to
Best cooking show in the world.
Two Chefs
And a knife.
and
Butter chicken. Yeah.
we're doing butter chicken. Everyone loves butter chicken.
Yes.
And everyone has their own recipe for butter chicken.
Yes, and mine is gonna anger a lot of you, but
Yeah.
that's okay.
Best butter chickens that I've ever had.
Yes.
The best. And watching a butter chicken recipe, you'll realize how many aromatics are in this, how many different flavors, how like it's insane.
Yeah.
It's not just butter and chicken.
No. Before we get into our butter chicken recipe, here's a word from our sponsor, Out of Air Bags.
Do you have a problem with food spoilage, freezer burn, or not enough containers when buying bulk?
Now all of these problems can be solved with Out of Air vacuum sealer bags.
These bags are super durable with a 7-layer 4mm puncture resistant plastic that is BPA free.
They are so durable, you can microwave them, boil them, and sous vide with them, and you can freeze them.
These bags are compatible with all major vacuum sealers.
They allow you to save money through meal prepping and not spending your money on impulse meal buying.
These bags come in different sizes, or they can be purchased in rolls where you can custom build your own size.
Each bag has measurement guides. The preformed bags come with a built-in tear notch for easy opening. If you want to purchase these high-quality bags from Out of Air, please use our discount code and visit the website.
Outofair.com.
The link will be in our description. We're just gonna start with the spices. The amounts will be in the description or on the screen, wherever I decide. So I have paprika, cayenne, coriander, turmeric, cumin, garam masala, a little ground ginger, and garlic powder. So what I like to do is I just like to mix all my spices in a big bowl like this. Half of this mixture we're gonna marinate our chicken in, and then the other half we're gonna be throwing that into our sauce.
You can't have butter chicken without the chicken. For this recipe today, we're using chicken breast. So we're just gonna dice it up first. We feel it's better to dice it before you marinate it, so then the marinade gets all around the chicken. If you did it whole, you're gonna have these cuts, there's gonna be no marinade. So we're gonna cut it in half, and then just cut it into quarters. Here we go.
So because we're using our food saver, we're doing a large amount of butter chicken. We had 20 breasts here. So this is why we have so many. So that spice mixture, I'm gonna take half of this. We're gonna marinate our chicken now. So we have chicken breast. I am not a fan of chicken breast because it's just so dry, but I'll just show you a little trick of what I do to tenderize it. So I got my spice mix. Yogurt always helps, it's the acidity and it breaks down the chicken. But I always feel like it's still not enough. So because I am Chinese and this is completely optional, I like to just pour a little bit of baking soda into this mixture, and it actually tenderizes the chicken a little bit more. It's kind of a ancient Chinese secret. You don't want a lot because you don't want it to taste like baking soda, and it does change the texture. Again, it's optional. And now I'm just gonna put my salt. I like to do the salt separately because then I'll know how much I'm putting. And just a little bit of black pepper. And we're just gonna mix this all together. So good thing about the food saver, you can now portion this and freeze it in like individual portions or whatever.
Meal prep.
Meal prep. All right, so this is just gonna sit for a couple hours overnight, they say, but with the addition of baking soda, you don't have to let it sit as long. Probably half an hour, it'll be good. Okay, so this is my butter chicken sauce, so I'm gonna use butter.
That's why I'm holding the camera, because it's her sauce. I don't want to mess it up.
I feel like a lot of people are probably gonna, get mad at me, but I've cooked this so many times here and people have been asking for the recipe. So this is my recipe, and if you're not happy with it, then don't ask for me to cook it anymore.
We're not saying it's authentic, we're saying it's delicious.
Yeah, people actually fight over this, and it always sells out. Every time we make it for a buffet, there's never any leftovers. I'm not bragging, it's just how it is, okay? I'm also gonna just add a little bit of like a non-virgin olive oil as well.
All right, so we got butter and some olive oil.
Yeah. So in traditional butter chicken, I believe you use ground cashews. I'm leaving the nuts out because there's a lot of nut allergies. So once our butter is melted, I have bay leaves, cardamom pods, and 2 cinnamon sticks. I'm just gonna flavor the oil.
Well, I can smell it already.
You just want to basically brown and toast the bay leaves and the cardamom. You could leave it in. If you're gonna blend your sauce after, you're gonna have to take it out. But because I pureed everything, I'm not gonna do that method. All right, so this has been cooking for about 5 minutes. I'm just gonna pull out the cardamom pods because those are the hardest to find when they're cooked. Like that. If you have cheesecloth, you can use that and just leave it in to add more flavor. Right, so I have my pureed onions here. It smells really good, the butter and everything. Just gonna cook that for a couple minutes. So you're not looking for color, you're just gonna cook out the bitterness of the onions. When you puree onions like this, it tends to get bitter, and then you should always cook it out. And then we have our freshly pureed ginger. The secret to authentic tasting butter chicken is always to use fresh ginger and fresh garlic. It is possible to use ground, but it's just not the same.
It is not the same.
It tastes like more like jarred. Now I have my garlic puree. Again, you're gonna cook this out. At this point, I like to add my salt.
Just to aid in the sweating process?
Yeah, and a little bit of pepper. The other half of our spice mixture. Dump all that in. And then now you're gonna just cook out the spices. You're kind of toasting the spices here.
Wow, so many flavors in butter chicken.
A lot of flavors. All right, so cook this for a few minutes as well. This is crucial that you're stirring all the time because this is gonna burn if you just leave it on high heat. I'm cooking it at medium-high heat. I personally like to use tomato paste. It makes it nice and thick. So I'm just gonna dump that in. Again, the amounts will be in the description and probably for a smaller batch. We're just cooking down the paste. And then at this point, I like to add just a little bit of water. Just a little bit. Helps kind of deglaze the pot. I'm gonna smell so good tonight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and then I do crushed tomatoes as well. So I'm just gonna put that in there.
Ooh, that's looking saucy.
Yeah.
See, it's that tomato paste that gives it that nice consistency.
Yeah. I'd rather make it thicker. It's easier to just thin it out, you know, add more water. Okay, so again, this is another ingredient that is gonna anger a lot of people, but I'm gonna just put a little bit of chicken base in here, okay? Again, it's optional, but it just adds another depth of flavor, more umami. Okay, so you can use bouillon cube.
It is a chicken dish.
Yeah.
So it's not like we're adding beef base.
Yeah. So if you had fenugreek leaves, I would use that, but we did not have that. I have fenugreek seeds, which I toasted up and blitzed up, so it's kind of like a fine powder. And this a little bit goes a long way, and I like to just add it closer to the end instead of with my spices. So this has been simmering, what, for 20 minutes now?
Yep.
Okay, and then so I'm just gonna add my fenugreek, crushed fenugreek.
You're adding your fenugreek a lot later.
Yeah. Because you want that flavor, that pungent flavor. Maybe I'm doing it wrong, but again, everyone asks me what my secret is, and I guess that's my secret. Or that could be an ancient Indian secret as well. Okay, and then butter chicken, you're always finishing it with 33% heavy cream,
36,
33. We have 33 here. Just be careful, this stuff spits at you. When you're making any tomato sauce,
yeah.
I've burned myself a lot. So this brings out the sweetness too in the sauce. Again, you can use a combination of both coconut milk and cream, but I don't know if that changes the name of the dish. Sometimes, depending on the tomatoes they use, it could be sweet enough already. So I just will try it before I add my sugar. All right, so I have a little bit of sugar here. The tomatoes that we had were very tart, so I'm just gonna add quite a bit there. I'm also gonna add a little bit more salt. All right, we're just gonna let this simmer.
All right.
All right.
Okay, so for our recipe, we're going to take all the marinated chicken and we're going to roast it. I don't know, I guess one advantage I find to roasting it rather than doing it in the pot is just for its structure. It holds, right? Instead of, if you keep cooking it in a liquid, eventually it'll break down and shred.
Yeah, it gets stuck on your pan.
And so this way, we're just gonna, you know, maintain the integrity of the chicken here and try to keep in it our nice big dices that we did. So we're just gonna spread it out best we can. It smells fantastic.
So in the oven at 425 to 450 degrees for 15 minutes. We took the chicken out of the oven and this is what it looks like.
As you can see, after it's roasted, the yogurt kind of breaks down on it, so it lost that, you know, that thick kind of look that it had to it. So we're just gonna push all the chicken into our sauce. And there we go. So we're gonna infuse the flavors of the chicken and the sauce together.
And let it simmer for 20 to 30 minutes.
Chef Grace's butter chicken. I like the sauce. Oh yeah. I'm double dipping my naan bread.
The chicken's very tender. I wonder why.
That sauce is good. I'm going for a piece of chicken now. Whew, so hot. That chicken is super tender.
Yeah, it's not like mushy.
No.
Yeah.
It's like almost like
really
it's
hot.
perfectly braised chicken. It's so good. It's tender, but it holds its structure. It's not mushy.
Yeah, that's the secret to the baking soda. You don't want to put too much, right?
No, you don't taste any baking soda or anything at all. Good amount of heat in there too. That's fantastic. I gotta add a little bit more. When we're done in the video, I'm gonna finish the rest of that. I think that's a winner. Chicken dinner. Did we just butter your chicken?
Yep.